the Las Vegas Raiders have taken Jalen Carter off their draft board totally.
Several teams.
And now today we've seen a report that perhaps several teams have taken Jalen Carter off their draft boards. What do you make of this? What do you know of this? Dan Campbell talked about Carter and some things that he found interesting, quote unquote. Did you read between the lines there in Dan Campbell's love or not love of Jalen Carter?
Yeah, and to add to that, I mean, I think there was a report last week from TV folk, and you know how those people are, Ryan, that would not be considering Jalen Carter with their top 10 pick either. So look, I think there's a lot of smoke there, and to say he's not on your draft board, look, there's always a risk reward. So maybe at 8 you're not drafting him, but at 18 you would be. And I think look, the Lions have a decision to make. They're doing lots of homework on him. That includes bringing him in for a pre-draft visit. I wrote that the other day, and I asked Dan at the owners' meetings. He was. He's getting all these questions about, dealing with character risks and if the locker room is good enough to handle him and, what you need to see. And I said, hey, we're talking about Jalen Carter here. And he said, yeah, we do all this homework on him. And we actually talked to a guy last week from Georgia about him. And he had some interesting things to say. And I said, well, were those good or bad? Well, they were interesting. And, just the way he answered it led me to believe that it raised more questions about, his practice habits or his work ethic or whatever it may be. So, I think, and I put this in my last mock, I would not have the Lions taking Jalen Carter right now. We still have, 3-4 weeks until the draft, so there's definitely time for that to change. The Lions are doing all their homework on him, but, I'm not sure that he's the right fit for that locker room, just given what I know right now.